my genius learners, welcome to your grade 6 reasoning and aptitude book, and today we'll start with chapter number 9, that is cubes and dice. So here the teacher is having a net in her hand and she's asking the students, what is it? And students said that this is a net to catch the fish. So funny, isn't it? The teacher explained it that this is the open form of the cube that you hold in the hand. So basically a cube is a three-dimensional shape and it is formed by a sheet which is in a plane face which has two dimensions, and when you fold that two-dimensional net it turns to a three-dimensional solid shape. So interesting. Now we write some of the numbers on these faces. So some become the adjacent faces and some other become the opposite faces of the cube. Now when the cubes have some numbers embossed on it, like 1, 2, 3 up to 6, because it has 6 faces, so it is called a dice. Now this way the entire explanation was given by the teacher, and this is a cube which has symmetrical all 6 faces and it is a three-dimensional shape, and this is a dice. That's cool. That means you understood it. Now let's take an example of a cube, and here the question is that which number will be opposite to 3? Now we observe that we have 5 and 1 here, and in the same way we do have 5 and 1 here. So adjacent number to 5 and 1 is 3 in one dice, and the same dice is rolled again. We get another face, that is 6. So it clearly indicates this 6 and 3 are opposite faces. Now the question is that which number is opposite to 3? So what will you answer? That's cool. It is 6. So I think you understood it. Let's take another example here. The example is a bit different. The question is which number will be opposite to side 4? Now we see that we have number 3 here. Number 3 also exists here. We take a clockwise turn and write down 3, 2 and 6, right? Now looking at 3 here, we take a clockwise turn and we write down 3, 1 and 4. So it directly indicates that 2 and 1 are opposite faces of the dice. 6 and 4 are opposite faces, and opposite to 3 will be 5. Now let's go back to the question. The question is what is opposite to 4? That's absolutely correct. We got 6 as the right answer. Now let's move ahead. Sometimes we get the dice like this, where we find something special. The sum of adjacent faces somewhere you find is 7. These are called special dice. And here you see that these 3 numbers are different and these 3 numbers are different. So on analyzing, we say that 5 is opposite to 6, 2 is opposite to 4 and 3 is opposite to 1. And definitely this is going to help you to crack many questions. Now another category of question is you have the combination of cubes. You need to find out how many total cubes are here in picture. So in such situation, we start from the lowermost layer, count how many cubes do you see. So very simple way is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and it is 2 times of 6. So it becomes 12. Come at the second layer. This is 4. 4 will be just at the back of it. That means 8 plus 1. What is it? 9. Here we got another layer. Coming at the third layer, 2 plus 2 is 4 and plus 1 is 5. That's absolutely correct. And on the topmost layer, how many cubes did you see? Beautiful. That is 3 more. Let's add up and we get the answer. Here it is 29. So B is the correct option. Take another category of question. Very interesting and your brain twisting question. So question is 3 different positions of dice are shown here. Which symbol will be at the top when hash is at the bottom? Now we need to see that what is opposite to hash. So let's quickly find out that what are the adjacent numbers which are given along with hash. So first time with hash we see circle and triangle. In the second dice again we see hash there. So what are adjacent to this hash? It is dollar and asterisk. Now here we don't see hashtag, but yes, we can say that dollar is already next to hash and triangle is also next to hash. So what is the leftover? That is square. So we say square is opposite to this hashtag and A becomes your right answer. Isn't it so interesting? So I believe it's going to improve your spatial and visual understanding along with reasoning, isn't it? Let's take another example. A dice is numbered from 1 to 6 in different ways if 1 is opposite to 5. So let's write down 1 opposite to 5 and 2 is opposite to 3. So what all is left? We have 4 and 6. They are 2 opposite faces. Now question says then which of these are correct? Now when we say 4 and 6 are just opposite faces, so 2 is definitely existing adjacent to 4 and 6, isn't it? So B option becomes your right option. This is how we come to certain conclusion and it is going to enhance your thinking skills also. Move ahead. Let's take another example. Here we have an open net and we need to check that which of these cubes are the right representation of this open net. So here first understand the logic. This A and E are opposite faces. Similarly, F and C are opposite faces and B and D are opposite faces. So when you are going to fold the cube, one of these faces should be visible because opposite to D is B, opposite to C is F and opposite to A is E. That means you get the A option as the correct option. Now we move ahead and I have brought a similar exercise for you. So can you find the number of cubes over here? So easy, isn't it? And here we know the dimension. I'll give you an easy trick. Just multiply. If you get a cuboid, multiply 3 times 3, that is 9. And 9 times 2 promptly gives you 18 as the answer. Let's try implementing the same rule here. 5 times 2 is 10. And let's take the height, that is 2. So 10 times 2 is 20. So the first layer is of 20. The second layer is 4 times 2, that's 8 and 4 more on the topmost layer. Now you need to add them and it is done. Now let's look at more questions. We have already done these pattern of questions. So just you need to recall what all tricks and tips I have given and you will be promptly able to solve them. And when you have an open net, don't forget the quick trick. The first and third are pairs, second and fourth are pair and these two become the pair. So they are the opposite sides and now you will be able to do these questions in the just blink of eye. After doing these questions, you will find that your reasoning has taken a good height and taking you to the top of your success ladder. Now, similar pattern of questions are ahead for you. You just have to be calm, thinker and focus on how the dice is given. Is it an open dice? What faces are provided? What are the similar faces? What are the different faces? What could be the opposite sides? And this way you will be able to answer the questions. Now coming at a brain twister. So Tushar wants to make a paper cube using the standard sheet, and he knows that all the faces of the cube are squares. So he has already drawn two faces and now he needs your help. You are going to check that will both these faces fold to a cube or not. So you are going to just visualize and imagine that if you fold, is it really turning to a cube or not? And you have to draw at least one shape. Now you are going to help Tushar to see that are these two going to turn into a cube when he is going to turn them. And the second thing is you are going to make one such net which is when folded turns to a cube, and one such net which has 6 faces, but when you fold it, it is not turning into a net. So your brain twisting begins now. All the best.